Hey, 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 welcome once again, my peeps. I'm trying to get myself logged in onto my other channel so that I can see too. We are going to be doing pumpkins tonight, so I hope you guys are ready. I, I don't know how to get to log myself in, but it is what it is. Alright, we there. Okay. So today we're gonna be making this smaller one because I know this will be about a little less than 2 hours to do. This one took me about 2.5 hours. It could probably take less. I did do it on the live, so that's probably why it took me a little bit longer. So we're gonna be making this one, but I didn't finish it until after 3 hours. So that's why I would rather work on this one so that I can make sure I get it done in enough time for you guys to see the whole process. So what you want to do is you want to grab your loom, and you can use this as your marker for your starter peg. Just start on the left side of it when it's pointing to you, and or whichever spot you decide to start on, left or right, but what's more comfortable for you. But I don't necessarily want to do that because I know I'll get spacey at one point and then I'll forget which one is the right one. So I'm gonna put my stitch marker on the one that I prefer working on, if I can get it to go down on there. My hands are acting up. So that's this is my starter peg, and I'm gonna grab my yarn. And um, no need for a pen because yes, I'm making pumpkins. No need for your pen, your wrapping tool, because you're only gonna put one row of 2 rows technically of E-wrap on here, and you can't really use it for the U stitch or the true or the purl stitch. Okay. I'm umming all tonight. Right. Thank you. So we're gonna do this, tighten up our slip knot, and we're gonna E-wrap to do our. This is our cast on stitch. And I'm gonna start making these in different colors because I have some ideas, but I want to make it first before I try to make you guys any promises, because I am going to I'm planning a giveaway since I you know, but I don't want to make any promises. So if you hear, you just kind of got something. Hey Madison, how you doing? So that is our first E-wrap row, and what you want to do is you want to go ahead and E-wrap this one and knit off, and you want to push all your stitches down, and then grab you some more yarn. That's good, you're doing good. Grab some more yarn, and since we already wrapped that one, we're going to go over to the next one, and we're going to wrap our second row of E-wrap. This one was done on the 24 peg loom, and this one was done on a 31. So regardless of if it's an odd number or however the loom takes you, it's still gonna turn out just as fine as the one that had the even amount of stitches. You'll just end up with an extra purl stitch, but you can't really see, of course. So, you know. So this is a pretty easy and fun and I would say simple pattern because you're only doing two stitches and you're only working in a round and you don't have to manipulate your pumpkin after you finish. You just take it off, stuff it, and push it down in the middle to, gather it in the middle. But that's about it. So you're going to knit off here because this is our last peg. And remember, we already put a stitch on here, so there shouldn't be a stitch right there anyway. So don't just go over here and start knitting off. Thank y'all so much for the likes. I appreciate it. I might have to get a different hook because I think the last time I worked with this one, I loosened it up some or something. I don't know. It might be alright because it's not turning as much as I feel like it is. Hey, Dolores. Okay, so once you finish that, I'm trying to keep these out of the way. Once you finish that, you're going to start your knit two, purl two row. And this is a pattern, this is a stitch pattern by Knitting Board, I think. And so you're just going to start your knit two, purl two. So I'm just going to show you guys how I do my knit two and purl two. So I'm using the U stitch as the knit two. The reason why people say knit two, because true knit stitch, and it's just as tight as the U stitch, but the U stitch is easier for me to do, so I'm just going to do my two U stitches. So that's your two U stitches. You're going to bring the yarn towards you, and under your previous stitch, your cast on stitch, and you're going to do your purl stitch. You're going to go down, take your hook down from the top of your stitch, turn it up, and press down on your working yarn, and turn your fingers and bring that working yarn through that stitch. And then you're going to take the old stitch off, or the previous stitch off, and replace it with your new purl stitch and slightly tug. You don't have to tug it tightly, you just want it to not come back off, so you just tug it slightly. And I'm going to do the same thing over here since I got two purl stitches to do. Take it off, replace it. Okay, do my two U stitches, get off, get off. My hands are like, yeah, they're a little bit weak tonight, so it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for me to like do it eloquently. Push those down for my U stitches. Purl stitch, two purl stitches. Hi, Finetta. Okay. Two purl stitches, two U stitches, because I need to use the top. Usually it's the second U stitch that's looser than the first, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I just need to work it up a little bit more and maybe it'll loosen up some. Two purl stitches. Two U stitches. Two purl stitches. And you know you did it right if you end the row with 2 purl stitches. 2 U stitches. And 2 purl stitches, and this is the end of my row, because you'll see the stitch marker right there. And I can't really remember how many rows I did, because I need to grab my row counter, because I usually just do these and decide, oh, once it gets to a certain point, I'm happy with it, so I just let it stay. That's how I normally work. I don't like doing a lot of counting. What did I do with that hook? I just had that hook. That's naughty. Is it sitting over here? There it is. I would, if you do it in E-Wrap, it's not gonna have the same pattern. You can do it in E-Wrap, but it's not gonna have the same pattern. What you mean? What was the other wrap you were saying? E-Wrap or wrap? What's the other stitch? Let me make sure I count that. That's 1 row. And if you're using this loom, now I can tell you this loom, if you make your pumpkin with this loom, I did do 40 rows for the knit to purl to section. And what's going to happen is you're going to lose, because this area right here, you're going to lose about 1 inch of work. So 1 inch of work up here and 1 inch of row down here. So I always try to say, well, that's really more than that, about 2 inches of work at the top and bottom. So if you don't like counting, you just work your stitches, or if you lose count, you just work your stitches, work your rows until you get 6 inches. So I measured this before I took it off. So 6 inches will get you this size and about 40 stitches. So if you don't like counting, just measure it to about 6 inches. And that should get you your desired size. But I don't remember how many I did with this one, so I'm just gonna keep working, see what I end up with. And I only keep count for y'all, because for me, I'm just like, whatever. If it looks good, it looks good, because I just really do not like counting. Two U stitches. Two purl stitches. And the reason why I said it was gonna look different, because the E stitch is looser than um, than the U stitch, and so you can do it in E stitch, but it just, you're gonna have to, like, once you take it off, you're gonna have to manipulate it so that it'll have the ridges that it needs to look like a pumpkin. Gotta remember where I was. 2U, 2 knit, 2, no, 2U, 2 purl, 2U, 2 purl, 2U, purl. But the E stitch is looser, so I don't know. I've never done them with E stitch, but there are knitted pumpkins out there, so if you just want to do E stitch, that is fine. I hope I just did that right. Okay, that looks like a pearl. Yeah, I'm starting to be able to tell what it looks like. So let's do 2 U stitches here. I mean 2 pearl stitches here. I need some more yarn. U, U, pearl, pearl, U stitch. And 2 pearl stitches lets me know that I made it to the end of my row correctly. So I'm gonna count that as 2 rows. Okay. Yeah. I think that'll work. It's still not gonna. The pearl stitch is what gives it this texture. So I don't. Yours is gonna end up like a tight E wrap and then like a loose E wrap. So I don't know. But I would, I've always experimented, so I wouldn't say don't do it. I'll say try it out. If you enjoyed it, let it work. I think as long as you have 2 different stitches, it should be fine. Try to make sure I'm still in the right stitch pattern. You can kind of see a pattern going in the middle part. Also, if you get lost, if you like counting, like making sure that you're in the right section without counting it, there's a stitch pattern that you can see in the middle of the loom that'll show you where you are if you forgot what stitch you are on. But excuse me, I ain't mean to bump the thing, but it takes about 3 rows for you to really see that. So I'm going to show y'all that real quick. So if you get lost, there's 2 different stitch patterns. If you see, this is the U stitch and it's gonna pretty much be going like this in the 2 section. And when you get to the pearl, you'll have a little bump on the sides of the stitches. So it'll let you know where you are with the stitches. The more I do it, you'll be able to see a more defined um, row. Work of stitches. So that was my 3rd row. No problem. 2 pearl stitches. 2. I'm thinking about, I probably just need to go to 25 on this one. We'll see. I keep relaxing my elbow on the yarn, or my forearm on the yarn. I can't wait to see what yours turn out to look like, because I'm interested in the E-stitch being an alternative. Thanks for the likes. I appreciate it. Okay, that's the end of that row. Let's count it. That's 4. I need some more yarn. Just a pearl. Okay, awesome. Just can't wait to see it. What did I just do? Yeah, it didn't look right because the peg was further down than it normally is. I worked on the shrug before I got on live. I think that was a bad idea. That's why my hands are acting up. I was crocheting a shrug for one. I'm gonna make one on the loom too. Once I get this one fixed. I tugged on that one to kind of loosen up the stitch. Hands just flying. Okay, that's row 5. I'm gonna speed up here a little bit. I don't wanna, why is this one so loose? Hi, Ronnie. Okay, that's 6. If I could do this in all E stitch, I mean in U stitch, I would. Which I technically could, but I don't really want to. This stitch a little tight, too tight for my liking. I might try to find this. I've probably got some number stickers because I'm kind of tired of this. It's getting on my nerves. We are on U stitch. And maybe I can use some resin to get it to stay. I don't know. We'll see. Hi, Nino. And when you cast this off, you want to use um, 4-way yarn. You're going to just do a gather bind off because that's less likely to break on you. Because blanket yarn, you can just pull it apart with forced needle snap. So that's row 7. So I just prefer to use 4-way yarn to close it up so I can, do a little bit more tightness, a tight close as I would need to. And it won't show, so that's the way I did this one. This one is closed with 4-way yarn and you can't see it. The thickness of this yarn kind of gobbles it up. I need some more yarn. This is pearl stitch. Okay, that's row 8. Wait, what am I doing? What did I do? Okay, I'm tripping. I told y'all at some point cause I'm just repeating the same thing, I'll get zoned out and go to thinking about something else. Cause right now I got a song playing in my head. Yes, yes. I'm gonna it's gonna be posted, and if y'all need more than this posted on besides the live, let me know. I'll do a separate tutorial for it. I'm planning on doing one where I change colors because I'm getting ready to do a suicide awareness, a couple of suicide awareness pumpkins, and so I want to do two different colors. So the purple and teal. So I wanna, yeah. So that'll be like a tutorial video. All right, that's row 9. But they're pretty easy to work up. You're just doing 2 stitches. You start with the E-wrap cast on and do two U stitches and 2 purl stitches. And then you do an E-wrap to finish, and then take it out. Do a gather bind off like you would a hat. That you can use headphones and a mic. Hey, Sipped in some soul. How are you? That's 10 rows, y'all, so far. I need to loosen this up a little bit. I can use a mic myself. I bought a mic, but it sings. I might try it again. I don't know. That's good. I'm doing pretty good. I can't even wear earbuds. They fall out. My ears are like that of a toddler or what grade school child. Trying to make sure. Did I just do that wrong? No, no, this is U stitch. And that's good. You're doing good. I'm doing well. I almost thought I wasn't gonna make it tonight. I felt so nauseated. But I went and drunk some Sprite and I got some peppermint tea with me while I'm on live. So, oh, okay, I got some similar to that wrap around my ear because that's the only way. That's the only way I can use earbuds. I can't use the headphones because they add too much pressure, and so they make my ears hurt. So if y'all can kind of see it, I was talking about it earlier. If you ever get lost, this is the U stitch because they're like wrapping around the peg like this, and then the pearl stitch will normally have a little bumping behind it, so you can tell where you're supposed to do your pearl stitch and where you're supposed to do your U stitch. Pearl, U. And if you got about 2 hours of time, I think that'll pretty much be 2 hours to 2.5 hours of time to work up one real quick. You might work faster than I do. Right. I think that's the one I got. The one right here. I got. I'm sitting with one because I was doing something right before I went live. Hey, Miss Ann, how you doing? This the one I have. The kids were messing with me at school, and they were like, "What do you have on? Some hearing aids? Some just like their earphones." So, all right, that's 11. Make sure I count that right. Uh oh. Hey, DG. Make sure I'm not yet. Yeah. So it's pretty. straight to the point. When I actually just I thought of this idea. I don't know why. I was working on some baby booties, and I was like, I was looking at the way it worked out, and I was like, I wonder if I put this on the loom, what would it look like? You know, if I only did this stitch, what would it look like? Hey, Elisa. I hope you're doing well tonight. I'm doing well. My hands are a little shaky, y'all. I'm always doing something I shouldn't be doing a couple of hours before I go live because I want to really get this shrug done. And yeah, so like I'm on a time crunch to get a shrug done. And I'm trying to make it go with an outfit. So. And when I lay it flat on the table, I work faster. So this is like almost half the speed that it would take me to work it up if it was laying on the table. But I try to make sure you guys can see the stitches. What is this? Pearl. Thank you, Elisa. I appreciate that. I almost slipped there. All right, this 13. I got a feeling this piece is going to be tight when I come back around because I didn't pull it up far enough. And now that it's gotten a little bit longer, I can kind of tell what stitches I need in the front of the pumpkin as well. So I'll show y'all that in just a second once I finish this row. Okay, let me count it. 14. All right, so when you get to a certain point, you'll kind of see it doing like some stuff. This will be wider. So this area right here would be your purl stitch, and then this area right here would be your U stitches because it's a tighter stitch. Purl stitch, U stitch. So you can kind of see it on the outside as you work too. So if you get lost, that kind of helps too. And have I ever messed up a stitch and kept going? I sure did. Because nobody's gonna really be able to tell, even if you like mess up one or two. So just keep going. You don't need to take it off the loom. Just say surprise, you got something handmade. That what usually comes with it is handmade, so it's not perfect. I got a notification on my computer. Let me get rid of that real quick. Okay, this is that line, so I'm gonna do 2 U stitches because I forgot just that quick where I was. Uh-oh, my hand slipped. Uh-oh. So if I'm happy with it after about 10 more rows after this one, then I'll be taking it off. Let me count that. That's row 15. I don't think it's expensive. I can't really remember, but I know I got it from Michael's. They weren't that expensive. I got Michael's tagged under here, but these are, when it comes to wide gauge looms, I only use Michael's. But when it comes to smaller gauge like this, because this is a 24 peg and this is a 24 peg as well, so this is a smaller gauge. And when it comes to these type of looms, I only get those from KB or Knitting Board. Uh, and this one is a Michaels. Loops and Threads by Michaels. But if you feel like KB may be more expensive, for you, just get a Michaels, and you can always just double up your yarn when you want to do something different. No problem. And they typically come four in a set, so I need to stretch a little bit. Let me get something to drink. This tea is still hot. I was hoping that it would have cooled off by now. I got the top of it open so that it can cool off some. I guess it's just, you know, I guess my cup is just really working tonight. Hi, Maria. Thank you. Yeah, I think at 25, I'm gonna pretty much be happy with the length that it comes out to be. All right. If I can get my hands to stop shaking, that'll be awesome. Like, for real. It has nothing to do, well, the U stitch is tight and I have to work the pearl stitch with my hands, but I keep putting it out there that, because people tend to come on here and get frustrated with the rate I'm going or how I'm working it or whatever. But I have a pinched nerve And this this hand that's actually knitting off, um, is my weaker hand now. So I'm just gracefully trying to keep my crafting going because it keeps me sane. So I almost dropped it that time. So I don't got that much longer. I can't wait to do the smaller ones I've been talking about, the keychain ones. It is 19. Knowing me, I might go up to 30. Some more yarn. And what I might do is lay the loom down on the last 5 stitches if I decide to go 30 and work it up real quick so I can just end the project quicker. Alright, that's 20. I'm gonna go ahead and set it down now. But that's I'm gonna push this up because if I don't, it's not gonna relax on the table the way I want it to. So I'm gonna do about 5 rounds real quick just so I can kind of work it up a little bit faster. And then I'm gonna raise it back up to the camera so y'all can see it. But I just need a break from holding it up in the air. table starts to rotate because I'm pressing down on it. Thank you, Gabrielle. What's your whip? What you working on? I need to make sure I'm in the right stitch before I get too excited. Yeah, that's right. I'm probably gonna have to put it back in my hand. Mm-mm-mm. Doing that helped me loosen up the stitch some, so that was one bad. Uh-oh. Drop, drop, drop. Really slip because it run really drop. All right, that is 22. And the reason why I have that little loom sitting right there, that's what I'm gonna work up my stem on. Which you can really use this loom to do it, but you'll have to double up the yarn to do so, or maybe not. I don't know, cause I don't know how porous the stitches will be. But I roll it up anyway, so it probably really doesn't matter. Oh, I'm trying to rush to get it done. I'm starting to be a little flimsy. And it's really only because my arm is starting to act up from having to sit in this position for too long. That's 23. I think I am gonna go up to 30, and that's just because the way I see this kind of laying in there. So now I'm gonna lose this amount once I finish. So I'm gonna go up to 30. So when doing yours, what I'm gonna suggest is if you work on this loom, you do 30. You work on this one, you do 40. You work on this one, you do 50. And you work on this one and you do 60. 60 rows. So that gives y'all an idea of what y'all need to do. Pull both of them up. Excuse me. And I would say if I wasn't live, this will work up a little bit quicker. So I say about an hour and a half to work it up on this green one, about 2 hours to work it up on the purple one, and so on. Do you know, just add about 30 minutes to your time each time. Okay, that was 24. I got an idea that I'm thinking about. I don't want to say it. I can't wait to show y'all what I do. Okay, yeah, that's 25 right there. So I'm gonna do 5 more rows because that's what I prefer. Because you're gonna lose 2 inches of this once you gather it up, into the middle. So I'm basically adding on the other inch or so that I'm gonna lose by adding these extra 5 rows. And then I'll measure it and give y'all an idea too. If you don't want to count out rows, that's a good thing about purl stitch. It never really, the stitch doesn't come out too quickly if you get lost. I mean, if you accidentally drop a stitch. A little black speck fell down there. I'm trying to get it out. It's getting on my nerves. Speck or something, I don't know. It's probably some fiber. More than likely. 26. And I'm not gonna get off live until I finish it. So if I end up going past my 2 hour mark, I would try to hang in here until I finish. Cause I wanted y'all to see it from start to finish. So whoever watches the replay, they can see it from start to finish. Good thing about replays now, you can just speed it on through there. So if you want to see it worked up, you can just speed it up. And it's 27. Uh-oh. Naughty. 29. And I don't need to push the thing anymore because it's the last row. So now if you want your pumpkin taller than this, then I go by 10 row increments. So you want it taller than this, just go up to 40. But for the sake of time, I'm okay with what's going on here. The height. All right, and that is the end of this part. So now I want to grab some orange yarn or whatever you decide that you want to do. Because I don't think it's that particular. Do I have any orange? If I don't have any orange, I'm probably going to use this. I should have plenty of orange though. Yeah, here's some. I went on an orange buying kick when it was turning fall last year, and so I should have plenty of orange. So I'm gonna move this one out of the way, and I'm gonna kind of move this one right here, situate this, because this is gonna be for the stem, and I'm gonna grab me some orange yarn. And I'm thinking about doing I'm thinking about doubling it up, so that's why you see me doing like extra. So I think that's good. What did I do with my scissors? I think that's good. And I'm gonna put these together. Well, no, I'm gonna thread it first and then now I need a thick tapestry needle. See if I put one where I can find it. It'll work. So you don't have to double it up, but I just feel like doubling it up tonight. So I'm just gonna double it up by doing this. And I need to cut this yarn, which I really could have just broke it, but I guess I'm in a scissors mood. I try not to use my scissors as much because I tend to lose stuff. That's a little speck I was looking for earlier. Alright, I'm gonna tuck that on the inside. So you're gonna start with your first stitch and just go down there, pull it, pick it up. Make sure you leave enough yarn for closing it. I think that's good enough. I'm gonna have mine pointed this direction. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not grabbing the tail end because I tend to do that. And there it is. Let me see if I can relax it right here. Ooh, that one was kind of tight. Hiya, Jazz. And I'm pretty much going to use this strand of yarn for a lot of the closing up. I probably should have made it longer, but I wasn't thinking. We'll see how much work it's going to give me. So that's why it's this long, because I'm going to use it to do a lot of the close up all at one time. So it's not just for casting off. Oops. Gosh darn. Okay, I forgot something. That's why it was tight. Okay, I gotta put it back. I gotta do my last row of E-stitch. That's why. I'm like, why is this tight? Alright. Let's try to right my wrong here. And just put the stitches back on. I'm so happy that it's only 24 stitches. I was so ready to be done, I guess. But I wanted to be an E-wrap cast off because I did an E-wrap cast on, and I want the stitches to be just as loose as they are on the bottom. I mean, as the top as the bottom. Alright. Where is that? I'm trying to make sure I'm not. Okay. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like the stitches are missing right here. Yep. Gotta make sure I don't miss any stitches because I'm not doing this over. I feel like this is the one, but it wouldn't go back. There it is. Alright. Like, why am I going through all this trouble? The U stitches are the hardest to put back on. Come on. Because they're tighter. Knowing me, I'm just gonna be like, forget this. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do it because it's too much work to put them back on. So make sure that you do your E-wrap cast off because it wouldn't be so difficult to take it off once you get to that point. So I missed that step. I'm just gonna leave it. But that was becoming too tiresome to try to get it back. So I'm just gonna let it work. All right, so that's that. And you don't need to stretch it out or anything. But that gives you 4 inches. And when I did the other one, you get about 6 inches when you do. I did 30 on here. When you do 40, you'll get about 6 inches, and so it just double up each size. All right, so we're gonna close this up, and you're gonna want to be careful with this because it's not tied down in there. So I'm gonna hold this one, and I'm gonna hold this yarn while I tug this one to close it up because I don't want it to fall out. All right. Uh-oh. Let's just pull it back through some more, back toward me. All right. I think that's good. And so you have something that looks like this on the bottom, and you start to stuff it. Trying to grab my fiber over here. This might be way over enough, but I'm fine with that. Hi, Rosario. So you want to kind of work it to where it flattens out just a little bit on the bottom. So you want to try to make sure you get your fiber into the grooves. So I'm just kind of puncturing it. I mean, pushing it through there a little bit. So. And I might have to go around this one a little bit more because it still has a hole right there. So I'm gonna take this around here, or if I let me see if I pull it close up. Yeah. Uh-oh. I keep doing that. You gotta be careful doing that. Cause they don't want to pull back the other way, but it'll pull it where I almost lose it. All right, that'll work. tie your knot. I already know I'm gonna have to cut this loose. Alright, so take your yarn, your needle down through this middle here and bring it up through the middle of your work. And you just want to thread around here. I like to start at the beginning so that when I take it, maybe if I need to, tie a knot with this. And I just don't feel like going through and creating more yarn to close this up, so that's the reason why. I'm just using this one thing. Guess I'll take it on through there because I don't know what's going on right there. Alright, you want to pull that close. And if you feel like you don't have enough fiber in there, you can just add some more before you close it all the way. I feel like I need a little bit more over on the side. And I think that should do it. And as you see with this one, I don't normally close mine all the way because I sew the stem right here. So that's basically up to you whether you want to have it open or close. I got a little knot in here somewhere that's being naughty. Where is it? There it is. Alright. So after you've done that, you want to pinch down the middle so that it will start to curve. So you're going to take your yarn and you're just going to go up and down the middle part. So you want to go through here and back up through here. If I can find a spot to stick it at. Puncture it through. Alright. So as you do this, as you pull it take it down through here, you want to pinch it each time and you want to pull it a little bit tighter each time as well, so that it'll start to do what you need it to do. And you're just going to want to go around the E-wrap stitches that you created at the beginning. So keep pulling. And make sure you stay in the middle of the other side too. I would have used a longer needle if I was thinking. I don't know why I'm having a hard time getting this down. here in the bottom. So pull it, squeeze and pull. See how it starts to stay. I don't know why it's acting like this today. I don't really have issues with bringing it up and back. I guess it's because I use a shorter needle. Long spot too far over to the side for me. And you got to be careful down here. I tend to mistakenly grab that too, so keep that out, kind of out the way. You have to remember what side I came from. And I just keep going until I get all the way back around to that initial cast on. Next time, I gotta remember, don't use a small hook. I mean, small needle. Or a short needle. Right here. This really shouldn't be taking this long. Y'all, I'm gonna get off in about, if I whenever I make this stem, because that's not gonna take me that long. I've never had this much of an issue, because it's all because I use a smaller yarn. I mean, a short needle. Okay, almost there. Okay, that's this direction. And this. So I'm gonna, this my last time taking it. No, my next to last, because I want to come back up and tie this up in a knot too. All right, and it should look something like this. So we're gonna tie this in a knot down here. I'm just trying to make sure it's staying. And we're gonna tie it with this one more time. This one I can pull a little bit tighter. Then I'm gonna take this back down through here and tie it up against the other one. You'll have to catch the live replay because I'm about to get off. Alright, let's ring it around here because I don't want to go take it back down through there. And we're going to tie it in a knot right here. This thing is spinning on me. Alright, so that's good enough. Where are my scissors? Now we're just gonna hide the strings real quick, and then I'm gonna move on to the stem. Let me move this fiber out the way. I don't need that right now. So I want to use one of these little plastic tapestry needles for this thicker yarn. And you just want to, y'all know how to do it. Put it anywhere you want to. Stuff that back down in there if I can. I don't like using this one too. I like using the ones with the little jagged edge. I'm about to get off. I have health reasons. This is the reason why I cannot start over again. I cannot sit here any longer. The live replay shows how to start. So I did it from the beginning. So I didn't start it like this. I started it from the beginning. I might end up cutting this because sometimes I don't feel like sitting here trying to weave this back in. Those at the bottom are hidden, so I can now take these from this end. That's a little That's why I was trying to use the other one, because these plastic ones, when the stitches are tight, they don't really want to come through nicely. And the stem is even simpler than the actual um, pumpkin. Oh, crap. I'm trying to find a good spot. It's bending. Let's see. That's a good spot. Alrighty. Oh, I forgot to mention, I should be back live tomorrow evening, but we'll be crocheting because I need to get the stash jar that I've been working on done. So I think I'll be working on the head part of it tomorrow. So that's the bottom part of it. And let's go and do the stem. So you don't need a stitch marker for the stem because you're only doing like 12 pegs. And so you'll pretty much know where to start and stop. I am going to thread my needle for this one because I'm not interested in not using, working this up kind of fast. So we're going to grab our wrapping tool, grab some yarn. I need to get a drink. And this may take me about 10 minutes. Had some fiber in my mouth. Alright, so thread that through. Create your slip knot. And you're just making a flat panel and then rolling it. It's gonna curl itself anyway, so start anywhere you like on the loom. Pull uh, your slip knot close. And you're just gonna do high mailer, and you're just gonna wrap about 12 pegs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this is a 24 peg loom, so push all your stitches down. And I don't e-wrap twice on this. I just go over to the next stitch after it and just start wrapping again. Uh-oh. And I might get sick of this pen and put it down and start to wrap this with my hand. And I'm just going to do about 12 rows. I really probably didn't even have to do that many. Because it doesn't need to be tall because it's a shorter pumpkin. I think I'm going to use my hand. I think that's what I did the last time. I just got to remember not to be so tight. As y'all see, my hands are shaking, so. And if you do, like when I did the 12, this is what you'll end up with, something as tall as this. My hand's shaking so much. And I'm not keeping up with rows because I'm really just trying to show y'all how to do the stem real quick. Hi, Meblued. I prefer to, if y'all are wondering, I prefer to knit off on the opposite end from the last peg that I wrapped. So I think I'm gonna just do about 4 more rows after this, and I'm gonna take it off. And I'm gonna use a basic cast off to take this off. You don't, I don't know. Maybe you want to do a gather bind off. I don't know. Cause like I said, I'm just gonna roll it up. One more row. I don't know how many rows I did, but I know on the other, the pumpkin that y'all just seen me pull up, I did do 12. All right, let's cast this off. So you're gonna use your basic cast off. We're gonna wrap this stitch again. Or did I? Trying to remember. Yeah. Wrap it again. Take that off. Wrap this. That's one stitch off. And you don't have to wrap it again. After that, you just continue wrapping the next peg. I don't know why you do that. That's what the instructions told me to do. So I'm just a stickler for following the rules. I hope y'all learn with this E-wrap cast on that you can pretty much wrap the loom clockwise or counterclockwise. Just as long as the stitches are always pointed this way, pointed to the outside of the loom. Hey, Nor. After I finish this stem, just as a reminder, y'all, I'm getting off of here because my shoulder is like, nah, like, why we doing this? Don't you hear me? It is singing. All right. So pull this off. Put that over there. And you should have your bind off look something like this. Let me cut this and cut enough tail to like thread through your pumpkin. So I think that's good enough. Let me get my scissors again. Where are you? And I can move this out of the way. And so you're gonna pull, go through here, go through your loop, grab your yarn and pull it tight. And now all you want to do is just roll it up. The first time I did this, I did it the backwards way because I wanted the back of the stitches to be showing because I just wanted something different. So if you want to roll it up this way, that's fine. And if you want to roll it up this way with the actual stitches showing, that is fine. So I'm just going to take my tapestry needle. Let me try and stretch this out a little bit. Take my tapestry needle. And just sew it closed. So you just want to go, it don't matter where you go in and out, just, just get it done. And you don't have to pull it tight. I'm really just going in behind the stitches, the back of the E stitch on that and the side. And after you do that, you want to tie these two together. Okay, set this down off in here and just start threading it through those top E stitches that you had. Go back up into your stem. Go back down. Grab an E stitch. Hi. And then let's put it in here. It's gonna be a good spot. Is it the spot? And the reason why I started doing it, leaving it slightly open, is because I wanted my stem to feel like it was like coming out of the pumpkin. When I did, when I worked, um, when it was closed, I kept trying to sew it in. So to the middle, that it was starting, it looked like this, like scrunched up in that part instead of spread out. So the way I do it, it looks more like it's part of the pumpkin. And when I first did it, it looked very scrunched in and like it wasn't really part of it, it just was sitting on top of it. So that was my preference. But if you don't have a preference and you want it always closed, it's not gonna hurt anything. Trying to get my extra thing back. And if you feel like you start to run out of space, just go back into to some other spaces of the stem. If it feels like it's starting not to reach all the way around, and start to skip some of the stitches in the middle. Okay, see. I think that's a good stopping point. So I'm gonna tie this up. No, I don't get paid by the hour. I don't get paid really at all for going live. This is really volunteer time. I go live so I can get more followers really. Now if somebody like buys a product, I'll get paid a little bit off of that, but not much. So it's more so to um try and grow my following. And nobody really sends gifts either, so that's another thing. So I'm just really just this is volunteering my time, and try to make it beneficial for me as well. Now I might try to turn around and sell them, but there's no guarantee. And I only made one while I was on live, so. But yeah, guys, this is pretty much the end of my live. If you would like to tune in, tomorrow I'll be live again from 8 to 10 Central. So if you want to do some crocheting, hang out while I crochet, that's a, that'll be nice. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and hope to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys. Hope you have a good rest of your night. And I'm gonna get off of here because I need to get even more work done. Have a good rest of your evening, y'all.